Alrighty. Welcome in everyone to the Stream Many Things. My name is Wheeler. I'm your host for tonight. And tonight we are starting our big paint chosen by the community and recommended by the one and the only Maze. But before we get started with this behemoth, a few quick things to get out of the way. One, if you aren't already following the channel, please do. If you have the financial ability to, please consider subscribing. Don't forget that you have one free subscription if you are an Amazon Prime member that you can use at one Twitch of your choice each month. We would really appreciate it if that was us. But moving forward, sorry, my brain's just scattered today. Follow us on our socials at StreamOfMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Trying to get more active on all of them. I'll probably be putting some mini painting videos up on our TikTok soon. I'm mostly active on Twitter, but it's just been super busy, so trying to figure that out along the social line. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That one is free. VODs and videos are usually out weekly, and the VODs for the streams are usually out a couple days after the streams themselves. Yeah, other than that, don't forget that you can cheer bits, donate money to help upgrade the stream if you have the ability to. But yeah, I think that's it. And I was just talking with Kat about this. I think I'm gonna go with like an autumnal look to the dragon. I'm definitely, everything's gonna be based in brown. Which is good because I have this wildwood that I don't really need a lot of at the moment. So I'm going to start with everything in brown, except maybe the eyes and this chest piece. It's like a crystal. It's going to make that like yellow, I think. But we need to get a brush ready for that. I guess I can use one of these brushes that I was going to get for a dry brush, but it ends up working better as a basing brush, especially for big things. So we're just gonna start getting everything done in brown because most of this is wood. It's gonna be up to me to make it look good. And basing the leaves in brown is also just going to be helpful overall because it's going to make it a lot easier to get that like autumn color out of it. So this specific, I didn't put it up, but this specific STL file is by, okay, I can't use this brush. It's too weird. Jeez, lost a lot of water in the past few days. I'm gonna have to go with one of these brushes, and I don't like that one. So we're gonna do, no, I'm trying to keep that one safe. This one. Hello! Welcome in, everyone. Jeez, thanks for coming and hanging out. Yeah, I was just about to say, this mini is by, I think it's called Mini Mayhem. Double check. Put it in my Mini Monster Man. That's who made this. But I love the sculpt. I thought it looked really good. And fit with the Forest Dragon idea very well. So we're gonna see how it ends up coming out. We'll see how much we can get done today. I did not prime the base because I'm probably going to do that next week for part 2 of this because this is definitely going to be a 2-parter. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited to paint this person. or this thing, I should say. Have it as like a staple and forefront in the house. But a chaotic day today, though. I just finished actually priming this up. Like, not too long ago. Want to keep the eyes relatively untouched by this brown. Everything else is getting a nice full. I guess it doesn't matter if they get brown, because I'm gonna do a white and then probably a yellow to make them have that kind of fun look to them. I did do a zenithal prime on this as well, because that's kind of what I've been doing recently. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, join our Discord channel. I was just reminded because I was thinking about what Michelle just posted in it. Oh man, killed me. Yeah. Sorry we didn't do a mini paint last week. I was just not feeling well. I don't know if it was my medication or what, but I was just not doing too hot. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Went to the Ren Fair this weekend. I'll put pictures in the Discord later. Got a lot of stuff we're doing tonight. You know, go to the gym and stuff. I like the way the Wildwood looks. I just wish that it didn't dry the way that it dries. It's just so thick. That might just be because I lost texture on the mini, but yeah, there were so many people at the Renfest who were like, "Oh my god, I saw that on TikTok. Is that you?" And they're like, "Yeah." Honey has a lot of followers on TikTok, and it was really funny to see the kind of reaction that people were giving to meeting them, because there are people who were like posting on their Instagram and being like, "Oh, I met the like TikToker Dust Bunny at the Renfest today. It was awesome." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting married to someone famous. Isn't that cool?" Kept complimenting them, and they were like, "I'm sorry you're not getting complimented a lot." I was like, "Look, I didn't put as much effort as you did into this, and like I'm happy that you're getting compliments on how amazing you did on your costumes. I don't have to have the limelight, because let's be real, I didn't deserve it yesterday." Yeah, there were a lot of people who we actually saw someone else who made it yesterday. We didn't get to catch up with them because it was like just as we walked into the fair, but it was pretty cool to see people. People were like losing their mind. They also thought that Honey looked like Tinkerbell, which was kind of unintentional, but we'll say this. I'm trying my best not to drop this in any way, because gluing these pieces together was the most painful thing I have ever done. It was just so annoying. Yeah, I'm actually extremely glad that you were in chat when you were a cat, because I was just gonna do green on this. I was like, that just seems so boring. Not that it's bad, I think it would look cool, but like, are you kidding me? Having everything like look like it's an autumn with like the leaves changing to like red and orange and yellow. That seems like it'd be fun. Definitely a lot of work on my part, but who cares? It's a cool mini. Will it ever get used? Who knows? I shocked my players the other night by pulling out the scarecrow that I painted a couple weeks ago on them, and they were like, I didn't even think about the fact that you could be painting stuff for our game. And I was like, welcome to the nightmare of trying to figure out whether or not what I'm painting is going to attack you or not. And I was like, you will never know, because I will never tell you. There's a lot of pieces in here that need like specific angles to hit them. I don't know. I saw it. I saw Izzy's comment about trying to get people for August 1st. I'm going to see if I'm available for that, because it's been a while since I've been able to play, and I want to play again. My lasting legacy, while Wade is amazing, and I'm super excited to see what happens to him, I would like to play a different character. Oh, this is gonna take some time to base coat. Probably would have been better if I base coated it with a brown. Can't always get what you want. Move this stuff out of the way so I can actually get a better angle on this thing. Just massive, but that's kind of the point. It was a big mini paint, so like I didn't want it to be anything but that. God. I'm starting to understand the struggles of having long hair, and I hate them, but I don't want to get it cut because I like long hair. Oh, I know. I have a couple headbands and like stuff. I just forgot to grab them. I'll probably go grab it halfway through when I go grab my dinner, which is a leftover slice of pizza. Yeah, the struggle has been real recently, especially when I'm eating. That's the worst part. Like, I'm trying to eat and it just gets all in my food, and I'm like, ugh, why do you do this to me? Just wish I had a big tub of this stuff that I could just like dunk it in. Probably would have been smarter to paint each part before I glued it together, but I like having the pieces together before I paint. Get a better idea of what's going to be needed. Good news is, if I get all of this done properly, dry brushing is really the only thing that's going to need to be done, and that makes me happy. One, because I love dry brushing, but two, because it means that I can spend a lot of time on the details. Sorry about the little ASMR there with the mini scratching microphone. Did I miss anything? Pressing. Honestly, missing the leaves isn't going to be the end of the world either, because I'm going to go back over and paint them. So. Okay, I think that's most of it. Let's make sure. I gotta catch up on Miss Marvel. That's the one thing I haven't watched yet. We've been focusing on Obi Kenobi. That's it for that area. Now we can start focusing on... But we finished Moon Knight as it came out. Miss Marvel looks really good though. I gotta go watch it. I've been debating shaving my head ever since summer started, but I'm keeping it so that it'll be long when the wedding hits. They started doing like Miss Marvel stuff in the Avengers video game that came out, but a lot of people have no idea past like the Avengers themselves about certain Marvel characters. So Miss Marvel might be one that I wait for so I can watch all of it together. I hate waiting for things. But we'll see. And I am genuinely hoping I run out of this wildwood. Oh, I guess that's what broke off. Interesting. Because it is, out of the contrast and the speed paints, I like the speed paints better. So, whoops. Sorry, I'm scratching the mic again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, good old Kenobi flashbacks are fun. Although, like, my man's wig in that episode is not that great. You do what you have to do. Everything else is, pardon the pun, but stellar. That we do. I think that's the thing is like if you had to focus on the story or how it looked, I would want you to focus on the story. I feel like that's what a lot of people had issue with some things, like especially with like the redone Luke in Boba Fett. People were like up in arms about it because they were like, "Oh, it's the end of the world." But it's not. It's not the end of the world. It looks really good. The people who worked on it did a phenomenal job. Sir, you have such nooks and crannies. But I'm having a hard time painting properly. Could this be our first three-parter? I don't know. Find out. Next month's loot is a lot of goblin stuff, so yeah, I agree. I think it's good that they're like also bouncing in time. They're not just doing like, oh, we're sticking with the timeline that we're on, so like, you know, get used to these characters. Like I like the fact that they're filling in gaps for things. Because I mean, there's not really, it's not necessarily that there's not more Star Wars movies that can come out, but when in regards to the saga, there's not really much more post this, like especially post Rise of Skywalker, that could really happen, I guess. I'm sure they could find some way to write a story about it, but I feel like it would be a disservice to all of the stories before it, in my personal opinion. Golly, this is a behemoth. Doom. Part of this is my fault. The reason why it's so like smooth. Yeah. It would be interesting in the least to see where they would take it if it were to happen. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just straight down the middle, kids. Don't choose one side or the other. That's what my master taught me. Also, if you're seeing a boy through the Force, he's probably not good for you. I agree. It works very well. I'm excited for when I get to you know what I'm talking about? Dry brushing. That's what that sound was for. Once I get some like lighter brown on here, it's just gonna pop so pretty. It's gonna look so good. I just have to get everything base coated. And to be honest with you, this entire episode is probably gonna be me base coating this thing. Because like, my goodness, there's just so much that needs to be done. Get paint on it and speaking of Star Wars, though, and I'll tell you how I got here. Star Wars is what we were talking about. Chris Evans recently said he wanted to be in Star Wars. Chris Evans also recently said that people who are homophobic will die out like the dinosaurs. Jurassic World Dominion. That's where my brain went. Just so you guys can have a better understanding of how my brain works. I saw it. It was good. The acting, not very good. But the nostalgia for people who really, I knew I was gonna miss stuff. The nostalgia for people who enjoyed the original trilogy was really nice. So Honey was like, my goodness, Jeff Goldblum cannot act anymore. Also, I don't know any of those people who were quote unquote dead. I know that they are characters. I just don't know specifically who they are, so. Well, I am 100% ready for another Michelle cosplay. I just don't know who those characters are, so. Did I break it? No, because I printed this with Tenacious, so it should be better at not breaking. And golly bobber, I really hope it is, because this is a lot of very tiny, thin pieces that can flex and break easily. Outside, I can hear it. get a smaller brush to get into some of these areas because I just can't with this big fat brush. Yes. Oh, is that who you're talking about? I obviously know who that character is, but that's because she's introduced to us in the show, so. Have you also seen the comments that have been going around of like people posting about Kenobi and being like, will Kenobi kill young Luke Skywalker? And everyone's like, what? No? That would kind of erase the history of the latter half of the movies. You know, it sucks. I'm spending so much time on this. I'm like, oh man, I'm almost done. I have to do it all over again on the opposite side. These are the pains that I go through to make sure that minis look good. I don't know, maybe I'll give this one away at some point. I think I should start doing that more with the minis because there is for sure no way that I'm going to use all of the ones that I paint. This thing, like I said earlier, was so annoying to glue together because for some reason my super glue that says instant adhesion on it is a liar. And I had to sit here for like 15 minutes with each piece to make sure that it was put on and glued on properly. Because the wing was three or four separate pieces. So, oh goodness. We're making progress. That's the good thing. Make sure that the paint is all over them. Trying to do a good job at just getting it done first coat, or at least first way through. That way I don't have to come back and do too much of it. But the brown so far is looking really good. Happy with the color choice. Again, I just wish it dried a little differently, but I'm trying to get rid of that wildwood, so I thought I would use it on something that I need a lot of wood color for. Although I will need a lot of wood color for that pirate ship that I printed out, so see how that works out. Get rid of some. 5:30. Oh, only 30 minutes in. Huh, okay. Maybe we are gonna get this done. Nice. can with this brown, trying to get it on everything. That character though, Michelle, I'm just happy that she's getting more recognition because she was in like a few episodes of Game of Thrones as well, and I loved her performance. And she's also the voice of someone in Critical Role, The Legend of Vox Machina. So like, I really am appreciating her work. Yeah. I think they're finally starting to show like really good storylines in regards to like stormtroopers and members of the Empire who like are becoming wise to the shit that the Empire does. So I'm appreciating it. Bill Burr's character in The Mandalorian was a beautiful representation of that. I just appreciate like characters with struggles. Like, yeah, they made bad decisions, but like they're trying to be better because of what they've learned from the situation. So we have an Oracle base near here. It's true, you can't. We have an Oracle base near here, and every time I hear it, I think about, or see it, I think about that scene from Age of Ultron where Tony Stark's like, I'm stealing your nuclear codes and you don't want me to. I don't know why, but it just, I mean, I do know why, because it's Oracle and that's where he is in the thing. He's just in Oslo, but that scene is just very funny to me. Oh, upside down. Dragon. A lot of stuff coming up. Honey's birthday is coming up soon. We're going to be going to Fan Expo for that. We're going to be going back to the Renaissance Festival for birthday. Jam-packed month. Dad's birthday just passed. Father's Day was yesterday. Summer seems, even though it is supposed to be, at least from what we were told growing up, the like relaxation and vacation time of the year, it seems to be the busiest time of the year. not to break your limbs or your leaves, good sir. You're not making it easy for me to get into the cracks and crevices. A little bright on the screen right now. But to see what's going on. Make sure I'm hitting everything. So far, I am impressed by the Tenacious because it's giving it a nice bend so it doesn't break when I'm trying to paint on it. And that's super beneficial for stuff like this. It is hella expensive though. I mean, yeah, you could absolutely do that. I love her outfit in that episode. I also love her whole personality. I think it's so cute. I just saw a space that needed it. Oh, it's back up. Okay, so there's a big spot that needs it. Only not great thing about having my window open is that people can hear me and it sounds like I'm talking to myself. Oh well. Everybody needs a little chaos in their lives. There's some stuff I missed. Alright. To the last branch. Don't see anything that I'm missing over here, although that's probably going to become glaringly obvious as soon as I stop painting it and I go, oh, it looks good, and then I'm going to be like, wait, there's like 100 things that I'm missing. Whoop, what did get back? Okay, it's back. Let's pause for a second. Sorry, for some reason it stopped working. Alright, why does it keep unplugging? Stop doing that. Is it because I'm near the plug for it? Come on now. Don't do that to me. Oh, it is because I'm near the plug for it. There we go. Right, give it a second. It should be back up shortly. Layering. Probably go back over this with an earth seed. Although I think I'm out of earth shade, so I spilled it everywhere. Sorry, I keep hitting you guys with the resin. I'll name this guy like Stegis or something that's like a mixed up version of Jesus, because you know he is resin. Yes, I will hydrate. Give me one moment as I meticulously look over this. Okay, I think that's good. I have a water bottle just for it. Yum yum water. So good. Oh, goodness. All right, time to start the exact same process on the opposite side. Yay. Also, no one laughed at my resin joke, and that's okay because it's a dad joke, but I thought it was good. Oh, goodness gracious. You, sir, are so much fun to paint. My eyes are so much bigger than my stomach when it comes to mini painting, because I looked at this guy and I was like, oh man, it's gonna be so much fun. Like, it's gonna be so easy because all I gotta do is base coat like brown, and then I can just dry brush over it and really like do some fine details on the leaves and stuff like that to make them look really good. And then I completely forgot that I had to, you know, the first part of what I said, I had to base coat it in brown. And not that that's annoying, it's just small pieces. Make sure are getting their proper wood love. Sure we're still live. It's the internet and randomly go out. Sure, I'm not just talking to nobody. Neighbor comes up. Who are you talking to? Internet went out about 3 hours ago. The other reason why I'm doing the leaves brown too is because I want to get that, especially if I'm going with autumn colors on the leaves, I want to get the brown as a base coat first. That way it kind of permeates throughout everything, and it also just makes it so that the colors tie in together really well. Ideally, unless like you have something that's a little bit more intricate that has different colors that are going to be the base colors, you want to do everything in the same base color. Because like I said, it helps bring all of the colors together at the end. That's like why with the when I did the dragon turtle, I did everything in kind of green, even though a lot of it wasn't going to be green, because in the end, all of the colors tied together very well. I made a comment about the paint water thing the other day too. So many people always ask how much it would take for me to drink that, and I was like, I mean, it's technically non-toxic paint, so like, it's not going to kill me, but I don't know if I want to deal with the repercussions of drinking it. So, no money? Although if someone came in and was like, I will give you $1 million for drinking that paint water, I would be like, okay. How much? I'll down it. It would be really funny if I did it and I just like had just started painting, like I have done kind of here, and they're like, drink the paint water. I'm like, okay, and the paint water is literally just water. But I tend to refresh it whenever I start a new painting job. Almost an hour in. We're making good time. We might get to some slight dry brushing today. I'll get to use my big dry brushes. So excited. The benefit of making minimal money in this is I get to kind of cleverly pick and choose where my money goes. And buying new brushes has been a godsend. I'm actually saving up for airbrush kit right now. Ko-Fi has been going in chat every so often. That's what my next thing is, but I'm probably going to spend some of my personal money to get a like really nice set of brushes, like brushes from Artis Opus, and use those as like my detail brushes from now on. As much as I would love to get them as base coating brushes, I just don't think that's where their, what's the best word for it? Their strengths lie. So I definitely miss some on that. The legs, that's not focusing on that right now. See, I love doing these big branches and stuff, because they are easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just get some paint on them and they're good to go. These tiny branches are not easy. Not lemon squeezy. Tore a big chunk of brown off him somewhere. I wonder where that was. Oop. But first leaf down. Tenacious is good, it's not perfect. If I was painting this with just the base resin that I had been messing with, this thing would be broken in a million pieces by now. Rough as I am on getting the base coat down, there would be very little left of this mini. Honestly, I appreciate the flexibility that it gives because it makes me less anxious about coming out and painting these pieces. It does. I'm so excited. It's gonna look so much cooler when I finally get like more color on it. Um, so I'm super stoked about this. It's gonna look so good. Hopefully. Putting a lot of faith in my skills. Turn. Back end. Same thing we did with the other ones first. Spaces. Better lighting would also be really nice. The spotlight is great, but I just wish I had more ambient lighting. See better. I don't maneuver stuff as much. Here. Painting minis is a masterclass on teaching you why it's important to change your perspective. So know what you're missing. Yeah, I still have to finish the last episode. I just haven't been watching any Critical Role on night of That'll probably change coming up, but um, I literally was watching the third episode and I came in after I finished it, I think on like Monday this week. Or no, sorry, today's Monday. Monday last week. Um, and I literally walked up to Honey and I was like, I almost cried. Like the storytelling is just so good. Brennan is such an amazing DM and like evokes such emotion at the table. It's amazing. I want to play D&D with him one day. Like, and if anything, the funny thing was, Honey was like, well, we could start watching his show together, the Dimension 20 or whatever. I was like, yeah. It's like, this is definitely making me want to watch all of his other work, because if this is how he DMs, like, just phenomenal. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it also helps that they have, like, a stellar cast. Like, a little bit from the College Humor like side of things, a little bit from Critical Role, a little bit from like people that they wanted to play, and like those are the mashups that just make you like absolutely jealous of it. But I have to, like I said, I gotta finish the last episode. I was gonna start watching it before this, but I just was so busy. I'll probably listen to some of it at the gym tonight. I've gotten into a habit of listening to Critical Role and stuff at the gym. I should say back into the habit, because I did that already, but... Yeah, he can be a lot, but I was glad to see that he got to play a bard again, because I feel like he thrived in D&D as a bard. There are certain people who are just very good at playing certain classes, and that just happens to be one that he's very good at playing. Like, I appreciated Not. I love the little rogue aspect. I knew it was a little nod to, like, Liam playing a rogue and wanting to carry on that legacy, but I just think he is above par when he plays a bard. Actually, I did a pretty good job at hitting everything. I think you do a hell of a Pasha cosplay. Xerxes would also be really cool to see. missed. Knocking all of my minis over. You're just such a big dude. Clay would also be cool. Because you could be literally anything just with a base. Two pieces. Beauty is if I miss anything, I can come back to it. But I think the wings are done. So let's get started on the legs. And I don't need to do the key bits because those are going into the base. I hear you screaming at me. I do not think that you're going to break. Let's get back to this. I'd say, would you believe that my arm is hurting right now? But I think that you would, seeing as how big this thing is. Speaking of what time, it's 6:11. I'm gonna go get my food in a second. Get all of these little bits though that I'm probably missing. Did I break something? I don't think I did. It's just mini. That was coming off my shelf of unpainted minis that I have there, which include some things that I was going to do for episodes, but ended up not. Definitely don't want that much, but getting the pieces that I missed, it's working really well. Let's grab some of it up here. You could just have a double day where you make a bunch of content. You could make yourself as Cortana and you could do Loquacious. Cortana's got like pale white skin, right? least be a little pre-painted before I get there. This thing is ginormous. So excited. Come on. I see the little gray spots, and I rage you not being that way and being brown instead. Because I want you to be. Normal Caucasian. That should be like a card you get. That should be a Cards Against Humanity card. Just normal Caucasian. So many other pieces. Or did I get you? Yep. Completely missed a part of the leg. Probably gonna look like I have freckles after this just because I'm moving this around so much and it's so wet. Dot my face. Goodbye. Bot be gone. Be gone, bot. Really need to make more people moderators on here. Can't do everything. I mean, I can, but it would make my life a lot easier if I didn't have to. No, I don't want to buy followers. I want to naturally gain followers for making good content. And also because I network. And to talk to people. And dumb business stuff. Oh, you're almost done, Saya. You almost got your base coat on. You almost look snazzy. I sound like Con O'Neill for a second there. Just gotta talk really raspy. Sound like Con O'Neill from, was it the Batman? It's the Commission. Something like that. You really gonna let him do that to you, Jim? Percent battery. Oh no. Yeah, viewer are the weirdest. Like I get it. Like I know a lot of people do buy followers because like you can do that and it gains traction. But like, man, just do it the normal way. You know, painstaking hours of making content until someone sees it and is like, oh my gosh, and shows it to their friend. There, I can see the small spots of gray now with clarity because you are mostly brown. I'm not taking too much of the brown off too with my sticky oily fingers. My sticky oily fingies. Fingies, hey Johnny, fingies. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Oily fingies. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. This entire top is just littered with brown. I'm gonna have to clean it at some point. All right, I think the base coat is nearly completed minus this piece. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do it in brown. Who's gonna yell at me except myself later on down the line when I realize I probably should have done it in a different color? No one, that's right. It's just me. Alright, I think that's the base coat done. You know what that means? Time for me to go grab some food. I will be right back, but have fun looking at this thing upside down. Dinner of Champions. Pizza, pizza. I do have ghosts actively. Also, we have reached the house music part of the stream again. All right, so next up, I think is going to be dry brushing. It's going to bring out some nice color in the wood. And then we can start going ham on details on the leaves. Sorry, you're just watching me eat this piece of pizza. I'll be back to finish this. Just need to eat something before I go to the gym. Is this strawberries? It is now. No, that's just the quality. Okay. Alright, the question does become now. Oh my god, all these minis also got brown on them. That's okay. All the way. That belongs in a museum. Alright. Oh my gosh, what a fun guy. No? Okay. Crowd. Shadow demon, get out of the wings of this majestic creature. Alright, time to open this up. I replaced the membrane because the other one was chocked full of disgusting mess. And this one is not very straight. Hold on. Just make sure it is. Get out. Actually, I could probably use a little bit more water. Unless I put it on upside down, which I don't think matters. Alright, but the question is now, do I do Minotaur hide or... It is. It's a myconid. It's a fuzzy and freckled now myconid. Called a fungi bruiser. It's got a bunch of them on its back too. Alright, I feel like I should do the darker one, so I feel like I should go owlbear brown, highlight, and Minotaur. This is the darkest brown that I have, besides rigid leather, but that one's too red. So I think I'm gonna do Minotaur hide. God, I might need to get some more paint.
I just went roller skating for talent amazing thing.
Congratulations.
It
I am
wasn't pretty.
very proud of you. I've just been base coating this guy for the past hour.
Well, it's you.
It's just brown. I sure can. We were talking about your dandelion because someone spotted it in our friend group and was like, oh my gosh. And Michelle was like, that's Wheeler's partner.
Well, hopefully we put together better for her. Did you already eat your pizza?
I did.
Do you want another piece of the marinara one?
No, I'm okay with just what I had. Sure. Are you gonna make it for me?
Yeah. What do you want?
Honestly, I
Just the
don't
bare
know.
bones without nuggies, or do you want?
Without nuggies, it's fine. Oh, dry brushing. It's making me so happy. It's so good. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but dry brushing is like one of my favorite things to do because it just like naturally brings out shadows and it just makes things look really cool. Beautiful thing is, if I need to, all I have to do is go back over this with the dark brown again. Another leaf down. I'll tell them that you guys said hi when they come back. They are graciously making me some extra food for dinner. Just gonna lightly over this down there. Not too rough, just enough. Get a nice little coloration on there to make it look like wood. Some nice texture. Probably need the smaller one to get into some of these tighter areas. But I want to do the big one for most of it because it is a large mini. Wouldn't make much sense for me not to use a bigger brush. It is like so big, it's unruly. Hitting all of my cords and stuff. But it looks so good. So, Kat came in early to the stream, like right as we started streaming, and was like, if there are any flowers, I request some orange. And I was like, there aren't any flowers, but you did just give me the idea that instead of doing it green, I'm gonna do it like autumn colors on the leaves. So it's gonna look really cool. Hopefully at the end.
I made you salad.
Thank you. Oh, everyone said hi, by the way.
Hi. I'm very gross and sweaty, so unfortunately I won't make an appearance, but you get to hear my lovely voice. There's a salad right there for you.
Thank you, baby.
I love you.
I love you.
Have a fun stream, kids.
Have a fun last 30 minutes of the stream, I guess. More leaves falling off. I didn't mean it literally when I said we're going to be doing autumn, so try to keep some of these leaves on here. Jeez. Jumbo scrimp. One thing I miss about being vegetarian is being able to eat seafood. Love seafood. Oh, it looks so cool. Like, I know it's just like very basic right now, but look how much texture that just light dry brushing has added to the wood. Like, it gives it just such a nice look to it. And it'll be even more when I put more detail in once I get some more work done and get to the detail part, because the detail is going to be absolutely insane on this thing. So excited. Just gotta be a little careful on making sure I don't go too hard with this brush on certain pieces, because even with the Tenacious, some of these pieces are not going to But yeah, I recently bought these dry brushes, and my goodness, they have been an absolute godsend. Just looks so good. They help out with the dry brushing, and they get massive swaths done in like a single brush stroke. I'm thinking about picking up another set for my metallics. Way I don't ruin the set with. Just look at that! It looks so cool already. Yeah, actually, I have some moss that I might just add to it as a texture. Look at Cat, man. You should. I should just message you constantly on what I should do with the paint jobs, because that is a great idea. Yeah, that's the beauty of dry brushing, is like you get this beautiful dimension that just brings out the natural shadow and really helps, especially with wood. Dry brushing wood is one of my favorite things to do, because it's just so pretty. It looks so good, like so soon after you do it. It just has a beautiful texture to it, and that's why it's one of my favorite things, the dry brush. That is another... I think I hit another leaf off. Yeah, all of your recommendations, Kat, so far have been like spot on. Too much. But yeah, I've got some moss left over from a project I was working on for my Sunday game. I made a cornfield. I'll have to post pictures of it if I didn't already, because it was a lot of fun to make, and it was a lot of fun to run an encounter on. Make sure I get everything. Oh. Dry brushing is important because, again, like you can see on this, it just brings out such a beautiful texture to certain paint styles. Wood specifically is one of them. Metal's a really good one as well. But it just adds such a nice depth of color. more. I actually have a Treebeard Mini. I know that you're gonna do the thing where you pop out and have like a butt ton of the stuff come out, but I would appreciate if you didn't do that. Not that it would be a bad thing, because I definitely need a lot of the paint. This cocktail skewer is starting to get a little too... Oh, I missed quite a few pieces on the tail. There it is. I am running out of this paint. Goodness. Did I hit it? Did. It stayed relatively clean. A little too much. A little too much. The autumn colors on this are gonna look so excited to get to that stage, but a ways to go before we do that. Did I break up? Yep, there's more leaves falling. Jello, I hear you. Unfortunately, I can't give you anything right now. What? Back well. Give a nice little scrub down with this color. Yeah, the dimension that is coming off of this is just amazing. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a rinse because you need to be a dry brush. That is why that is your name. Give you a rinse and get some of this brown out. Okay, you're starting to give me clear, but you definitely still have some bristle. It's okay though. We're gonna go smaller dry brush. It is gonna be so pretty. To get some of that color off. Just kind of work in the areas that we couldn't get with the bigger brush. Like in here. In here. Again, unfortunately, it is just so massively large, it's hard to... That was definitely too much. Oh. small pieces up. And it is going to look like this just overtook a lot of that coloration, but that's kind of the point, because I can bring it back down. You can lighten things as much as you want. Generally, you can't bring colors back down. Browns are a little bit easier because they're already a semi-dark color. So if you need to bring them down, you can just do a darker brown on it and it will still look like it's within the same scope. But yeah, it's really good so far. 6:47, 13 minutes left. We made good time today. Probably be able to get started on another leaf that just broke off. Was it a leaf or was it part of his face? I think it was a leaf. Yeah, it was. Trying to be careful with it, but can't. And honestly, getting these pieces that are kind of like the edge pieces already pre-lightened is going to be good, because I'm probably going to come back over them and do a really light highlight on them, kind of show the natural lighting. There we go. Really nice. Switch on that. Yeah, it looks so cool. Part of the reason why dragons tend to be not fun is because of the scales, because they're like each individual and you want to make sure that you're highlighting or brushing them to the point where you can see each one well. But with this guy, it's just nice to be able to futz around and just paint the wood. It looks so cool, literally already. Makes me so excited for next week, because I'm just not going to touch it. There are a couple pieces I think I missed on the... Yeah, there are a couple pieces I missed on the tail. I'll go back right now. Let me go ahead and just color those in, because... Golly, I destroyed this brush. That is all paint. Just wipe it off there. Make sure I get it. Here, here, here. The beauty is I can just come back over this and repaint it with the same kind of dry brush technique. But yeah, the leaves are already looking so good. I'll probably just dry brush those as well, because I mean, let's be honest, it's that brown is what I want to be the undertone of everything. So I don't know, what do you guys think for the centerpiece? This little like crystal heart that it has. Do you think I should do like yellow? Do you think I should do, you know, green? What color should it be? So I think I'm gonna do that right now just to get it done with. Too wet. Smoky quartz. I don't know how to do a quartz color on this. Should it just be like white? Should I just do like a dry brush in white? Or should I do it like a really light yellow? Just don't know. This is for the heart, by the way. The little crystal heart that it's got right here. Just trying to figure out what best to do. I might do a little bit of extra work next week on the dry brushing, but honestly, it looks pretty good. I am so stoked to see how this comes out. It's a little grayish. I do have a runic gray that I could try on it. It does have a bit of a blue tinge to it, but I think it might work for what you're talking about. It's already brown, so let's see if I can get just a little bit of this in there. Paint it in. Grab another brush. Do this one. See if I can get it to... I'm gonna have to oversaturate it just to make sure that it gets the color pulled into it. See how that dries. And then what I'll do is after this dries, I'll give it a dry brush of like my ash gray, and then we'll see how that works out, because that runic gray is going to help build it out relatively nicely. Yeah, this is looking really good. I am actually super stoked about how this is going to turn out overall. Close it for now though, because woo, Jesus, I want to keep that paint wet palette. Thanks, Redgrass. I know you probably can't see it too well because it's, do it like that. We'll just see how that dries. I shouldn't need any more of the Albar Brown, but I'll keep it out. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what color it is because it's one I use most often for dry brushing wood. These right off. That didn't need too much of one because it had I don't know what I'm going to use these brushes for. I might just give them away. This brush is going to need a little bit more love in the water. Woo! Oh, 5 minutes left. I think we did a pretty good job. I'm really excited about next week. I'm actually going to pull out the colors that I want to do. So there's this Fire New Orange, which I think would be good for the yellows. For the red, I think a deeper red, like this crimson would be a good one. And then I think the Rust Monster is going to be the best for the orange, because these all have, like, this has a bit of an orange tint to it, but it's mostly yellow. This is definitely like a brown orange, and this is definitely a brown red. So yeah, orange is one color that is just not very common in sets. So and then probably what I'll do for the smoky quartz, once that dries and I do the dry brushing with the gray, I'll do like light stenciling of white to kind of give it a pop, to make it look like it's like a gemstone in the chest. I think that'll look really good. Yeah, this is coming along real nice. I am so excited to see the end of this. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Keyless leaf mantle is the exact gradient that I was thinking of when doing this. So that will be what I do. All right, that is the 2-hour mark on the stream, but we still have 4 minutes, so we'll just chat. I don't want to start anything right now, just because if I start it, I'll want to finish it, and I can't do that right now. So hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you've enjoyed watching me paint this. I know it's a lot of brown, but hey, that's how trees start. Oh, I should probably eat my salad. Really looking forward to having some of it. Oh yeah. Yogurt and pork chops. Sounds yummy. I hope you didn't hurt yourself, Michelle. Honey and I have started to notice that most of our friends that we've made recently are older than us. Which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. Just think that means we're mature, I guess. Jeez, I can't talk because I'm eating. That's fair. I got 4 more years until I figure that out, but my knees are already starting to go. Speaking of dragons, if you haven't watched the unboxing video I did, Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, had so much fun with it. The minis are gorgeous. I had a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun opening it. If minis weren't so expensive, that would be nice, but I'm gonna keep doing it because I love it and I like having a lot of minis. I don't know. I am running out of space in my armoire, like very fast. So we got 6 people watching. Got some time before that, but I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point. All right. Well, let's see who's live. Compound's got a rerun of Bums the Greenest. Although I'm assuming that's wrong. It should be Midnight World, but we haven't rated anybody recently. We got 6 people. So, I'm gonna do my outro, and then we'll raid Kareem, because I haven't raided them in a while. So thank you guys for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm having so much fun with this. Thank you, Kat, for giving me the recommendation of this and the continued recommendations of like doing this properly. I'm so excited to paint exactly how you have envisioned it, because I think it's going to come out absolutely gorgeous. But beyond that, don't forget to follow the channel if you haven't already. If you have the financial ability to, please consider subscribing. Don't forget that if you're an Amazon Prime member, you have 1 free Twitch subscription per month, and we would appreciate it if you used it for us. That'd be awesome. Also, that thing's set on a timer, and it's just perfectly both times that I've been talking about subscribing come up. Weirdest thing. Follow us on our socials at StreamMT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, where the VODs and videos are usually up a couple days after. Yeah, other than that, join our Discord server, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you all on Wednesday for what is the finale of Hollow Knight. So thank you for joining. Stick around, we're going to be rating someone. If you have to go, I completely understand, but just throw some love their way. Awesome content creator, and yeah, looking forward to it. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Stay. And I will drink water. Drink water. Listen to Cat. Know what's up. Bye, guys.